Alright, this video I just want to share my opinion on Deontay Wilder. I just found out about him actually because I was watching some videos on YouTube, and I just found out about him because they're talking about him going up against Anthony Joshua. And I made a video about Anthony Joshua. I gave him some props, for being a good boxer. Right now he's 20-0. I was saying that he's like the next Mike Tyson, and then Mike Tyson said that himself. He's just a big dude, undefeated, pretty talented, and the way that he boxes and his attitude, it seemed like he was a good guy. But Deontay Wilder, I have some thoughts about him. So I found out that he's undefeated. I think he's like 38-0. So he has a huge knockout record. So he pretty much knocked out everybody that he fought, except for maybe just one person. And it's just interesting that I never heard about this person until now. But his record, I give him props for that. For any boxer to be able to go that long undefeated, it's a huge accomplishment. As far as his boxing style is concerned, what's interesting, the way that he boxes is very different from the average boxer or boxers that you're more familiar with. His punches are very wild. If you notice, if you watch his boxing matches, his punches are very wild, and some people might even say that it looks like he has poor form, but actually those punches are very similar to what the Chinese Kung Fu and called Chole Fut. That's the style that I actually practiced when I first started martial arts. It's called Chole Fut. They have those wild types of punches, so I can understand, the power that can be generated from those punches. And it's just interesting to see a boxer actually apply those types of punches within within his craft. Those are effective strikes, and he's making them effective, and they're clearly effective. So that's one thing that's interesting, is his boxing style. It's a different type of style. Like he's very different than the way Muhammad Ali was fighting. The way Muhammad Ali was fighting is more very direct, very much like how Bruce Lee would fight. Bruce Lee wasn't really swinging wildly, and he wasn't really doing like those Chole Fut type of moves too often. He was more about going straight line, beating them with speed. But Chole Fut and the way that this person's boxing, Deontay, is pretty much just raw power. Just hit him super hard and just knock him out. The last person that he just finished beating, he beat him in one round, just simply from pure power alone. So the boxing style is an interesting style. But one thing that I'll say that I don't like about him is I don't like his attitude. I don't like the energy that he gives. He's an American boxer, and he's kind of, in a way, to me, making Americans kind of look bad as far as just the arrogance is concerned and his attitude. He's always talking trash, and he doesn't really, from what I've seen from his videos, he's not an intelligent person. He talks a lot of trash, and he's pretty much somebody that you would see like growing up in the hood or something like that. And another thing that I don't like about him is he's fighting out of like a lot of anger. Even like the last fight that he had, the referee had to just like pull this guy away. I mean, this guy fights like he's crazy. Like he's there to kill somebody. And he's almost like out of control. The way that he fights, and pretty much the way that he's not even boxing really. Like the way that he is in the ring, he's more of a fighter. He's more of like what you would, the way that he fights is more of like what you would normally see cage fighters fight. Just a lot of anger and just out of control. Like just ready to even hit the person while they're on the ground. I mean, he's very arrogant. And you know, his boxing style, he leaves a lot of openings, and a lot of people are mentioning that in the comment section as well, saying that, that if he fights somebody else who's more technical, who's a good, really good at boxing, they would destroy him. But at the same time, this person beat over 38 people in a row, didn't even lose one time. The thing about the boxing is, because he's punching so hard, if they get caught with just one of those hits, I mean, they're going out, they're going down. So there's no room for mistakes. So even for the technical boxer who is very good at countering, somebody like a Mayweather or somebody like that, they would have to be very careful when boxing this guy, because if they get hit with just one of his strikes, it could knock him out. So, there's good things and bad things about this guy, and I'm not necessarily promoting this person. I'm just giving my feedback on it, and just observing, his expression, and just the differences that you see within people's expression just within this boxing. Some people, you know, they have, their energy is different, and I think it's important to not just look at a person's, win, the amount of wins that they have, the amount of losses, but just look at the person as also how they express themselves, within the energy that they give when they're practicing whatever they're practicing. You know, this anger and this thing that's getting out of control, I mean, he's more of like, resembles more of like a criminal or an animal, or just somebody. It's just not good energy. He's undefeated, but there's other people that are undefeated as well. Anthony Joshua is undefeated as well, and I don't get that type of energy from Anthony Joshua. Now, if they do fight and they go in the ring, as far as who will win, it could go either way, because this Deontay, if he gets a really good hit on in Anthony Joshua, it might put him down. But if Anthony Joshua stays very technical and just maintains distance and gets really good with his jabs, and then he counters him while he leaves himself open, then it could go his way. It could go either way, but the fact of the matter is, there's in this person's expression, Deontay, I feel a lot of lack of spirituality, and I'm not even talking about cage fighting at this moment. I'm just talking about the way that he's expressing himself within the realm of boxing. Like, he's just a vicious person, and I don't promote that. Even Mike Tyson, at a time I was a fan of Mike Tyson, but it was only because of Cus D'Amato that kind of spiritually guided him to turn his talent into more of something of beauty. But once Cus D'Amato died, he lost control, and he started biting Vandy Holyfield's ear off. And the way that he boxed, it wasn't with artfulness anymore. It was just straight anger, and just vicious. And he lacked the spiritual as soon as Cus D'Amato died, and that's when he lost it. And this person, Deontay, his expression of anger is even worse than Mike Tyson's. And the way that you're supposed to train, these are not martial artists. But martial artists, they're not supposed to be fighting out of anger like that, you know, and getting out of control. I mean, they're supposed to be in meditation and all that. And this is just an example of this is not what you're supposed to do. I mean, he might, you know, he is undefeated, but it's not just all about that. There's other people undefeated as well, you know. And Mayweather, for example, he's undefeated and he's retired, but I don't get that energy from Mayweather. Mayweather doesn't fight angry. He doesn't get out of control. He's very artful and very, you know, the way that he boxes is more balanced. You know, he defends, he counters, you know, he doesn't just go in there and destroy and kill people. But this guy is like the opposite. You know, he just go in there. Basically, the way that he's boxing is like how a lot of cage fighters are. You know, and this is not even cage fighting. This is boxing, and the way his energy is just, it's not the right energy, you know, to me. And you know, I just don't like him. I don't like his attitude. I don't like his arrogance. I don't like his energy. You know, but he is undefeated, and you have to respect that. But there's no class. You know, it's not Muhammad Ali. You know, Muhammad Ali, there's the right energy. You know, Muhammad Ali was intelligent. You know, Muhammad Ali wasn't fighting out of anger. Not like this. You know, this is just, you know, something that I don't promote. You know, not in boxing, not in cage fighting, not in martial arts, just not in any type of expression of combat. There's got to be self-control. You know, and this person doesn't have that. I mean, there's another video that I saw where he was just beating up some internet troll, and he's just like really angry at the guy, just like swearing at him, beating on him, and then about to hit him while he was on the ground. And you know, I know it's an internet troll, I know you're angry, you know, but this person doesn't have self-control. He doesn't have a spiritual development. He doesn't have meditation. He's constantly talking trash. I mean, this person is a very you know, he's not a good role model. And the thing is, because he's undefeated, and you know, it just gives him more of an audience, and then potentially more people looking up to him. But the way that he is on the inside is not right. And you know, it's just something that people shouldn't be looking up to. You know, and when we're looking at these athletes, it's not just about the wins and losses. It's like, who are we looking up to? Are these people that deserve to be praised, you know, or deserve to be role models, you know? And this person, you know, is not that. You know, so, you know, if you take a look at this guy, you know, maybe you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. You know, but you compare like a Bruce Lee, like a Jet Li, or some of these other movie stars like Donnie Yen, or, I mean, you don't get this type of energy from them. You know, you get more humbleness, you get more peace, more intelligence. You know, they're not angry all the time, and they have compassion, they have self-control. You know, this person doesn't have that. You know, so but that's my feedback on him. I don't know too much about Anthony Joshua, but I feel that as far as his character is concerned, it's the way that he is as a person. He's a much better person, you know, a much bigger heart, And he's not an American, but he's representing his country a lot better than what this person's doing for America. And um, as far as them boxing and who's gonna win, I really don't know, because like I said, it could go either way, and they're both good at what they do, and they have very different styles of fighting, and I don't know who would win, but that's my feedback on that guy.